All right, it is Thursday's football show. Nathan with you this evening. Now, the Republic of Ireland Amputee Football team are currently competing at the European Championships in Poland, and they are through to the quarter-finals where they will play one of the favourites, Turkey, tomorrow. The team currently ranks 6th in Europe and 12th in the world. I'm delighted to be joined by their current manager, Chris McElligott. How are you keeping, Chris?
How are you doing, Nathan? Not too bad at all.
I thought you were still playing, but you're just taking a step back for the moment, is it?
Yeah. I've reached that age where I'm kind of contemplating whether I continue to play at this level. It's a bit more difficult and a bit more taxing on the body, but I still play league football.
Great. So you're in Poland. It's been going very well so far. You won 2 of your 3 group stage games, beating Germany 2-1 and then an 8-0 win against Belgium. A defeat yesterday to Russia 2-0. So confidence levels ahead of this game against Turkey, who, as I say, are maybe the favourites for this competition. How are they?
Well, the lads are optimistic. We're optimistic, and we have a belief that we have a good game plan that we think is going to be effective. But I have to say, the bond that our Irish players have together, I don't think anybody else has.
Right.
Which is great. So they have an element of togetherness. It's very hard to find within other countries. Maybe I'm a bit biased when they say that, but yeah, it's going to be difficult. I'm not under any illusions. Up against probably the best, if not one of the best teams in the world in Turkey. But I think from the point of view, coming from a physical point of view, I don't think they've met anybody like us yet.
What is it that makes Turkey so good?
It's just their movement. It's everything they do. It's part of their development at very young ages. They spend most of their time on the movement on the crutches at a very young age. They spend 6 to 8 months on the crutches, just on movement, before even introducing the football to them. So once they've mastered the movement on the crutches, they introduce the football, which they're exceptional.
So that's tomorrow. It is at midday Irish time. If people want to watch it, how can they watch it?
Yeah, you can go connect to the EAF. That's European Amputee Football Federation on Facebook. All the games will be live. And I'm sure you can get it on Twitter and Instagram as well.
There's a lot at stake as well, because top 6 gain automatic qualification for the World Cup, which will be in Turkey next year. Heading over to Poland, what were the expectations?
The expectations were always, that we stay within touching distance of the top 6. We were kind of hoping that we would win our group. Russia are very experienced and very good side. But it just wasn't to be. We would have liked to win the group, and that would have eliminated us from meeting Turkey in the quarter final. But it is what it is. We've got to deal with what's been put in front of us, and we'll try our best. We'll give it everything we have. Hopefully, there's going to be enough there with the game plan and with the players' attitudes and the bond that we have. The fitness levels are good. It's really difficult when you play against someone like Turkey who get a lot of financial backing from the government in regards to live television on their leagues. They've three leagues, and they're full-time professionals, and they have league fixtures that are shown on national television every Friday.
Right.
So wow. That's just a little insight into what we're dealing with.
So how strong then is amputee football in Ireland, and what sort of progress has it been making over the last few years?
To be honest, Nathan, we've made huge steps. We have strides to bringing our players closer to some of these top European sides. We have our national league, which is comprised of three national league clubs. We have a team that comes from Scotland to play in our league, Partick Thistle. So Shamrock Rovers, Cork City and Bohs are the 3 national league clubs that we have players playing in. Coaches give up their time. We train once a week, and then we have our international training weekends that we attend. The players, I would say that the fact that we have the league has brought us that little bit closer, because we're playing consistent football, consistent league times, league schedules, and games. The only thing that probably lets us down is that we have to educate probably more of our officials in their country to the format of the game, so that we can have officials attending our games. We do. The FAI looks after us within that, and the leagues do as well. So, but we just need to have more referees, and also if creating more awareness around the game itself, so that we can give that opportunity for the amputee players and amputee people who want to get involved in football, who have a passion for football, to play a game in our country.
So for anybody who's never seen amputee football, you mentioned the format of the game. What's different from what people would regularly watch?
Yeah, and every time I talk about this, Nathan, it's the same thing. I always put a smile on my face, because I know people back at home right now will be thinking, what are you talking about? Our outfield players play on one leg as amputees and use crutches to help them get around.
So prosthetic legs aren't allowed?
No, we don't play with prosthetic legs. We don't allow prosthetic legs to be worn on the field of play. And we use crutches now. What we will do is, I suppose, if you have players who want to get involved in the game at an early stage, and they're comfortable using their prosthetics, we may allow them for a period of time, and then we will encourage them to use the crutches and take the prosthetic off. The goalkeepers have one arm, and this is all around the laws of the game, making sure that it's fair and equal to everybody. So there'll be no point in a goalkeeper playing a goal with two arms, so we want to make sure that we're giving the opportunity to those, even though one-arm players can play mainstream football anyway. It's the leg amputees who have an issue, who have a problem because of a health and safety issue. You play mainstream football wearing a prosthetic.
And in terms of the makeup of the Ireland squad, and maybe it's a similar makeup in squads across Europe, I know you lost a leg in a pretty horrific accident. Is it mostly made up of players who lost a leg later in life, or is it a mix of players who had that sort of horrific situation happen to them and those who were born with a cognitive issue?
Yeah, interesting question. It's pretty much what you said there. It's most of our players have lost it through cancer, or have been born at an early age, where the leg hasn't formed properly. I think I'm the only one who's probably lost it, if not there's one more who have lost my leg through an accident. But the rest of the players have other stories, and I'm sure they would be more than happy to say them, but they've lost them, and there's a wide range of different reasons why they've lost legs or arms. But the majority of players have lost it through an early age, through cancer or an accident like myself.
We might get you into studio when you're back and we can have a proper conversation about it, because I'm sure right now you just want to focus mainly on the football and what is a huge day tomorrow in these players' footballing career, but on the inspiration side as well, and what it means for the players who have been through a lot of difficulties in their life to get to this stage, to be playing in a European Championship in a quarter-final. Geez, it's a heck of an achievement.
I will say anybody who looks at our game would have nothing but admiration for the players. We have a saying in our game, in our sport, that when we see spectators and supporters and family members and everybody and the general public watching our game, we don't want to be patted on the back. Aren't you great? Isn't this brilliant? We don't want all that. What we want to do is we want people to look at it and go, wow, what a game. What a game of football. Because when we play, people notice the crutches that we use for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then they forget about them and they just look at the football. And they're not focused on the individuals who are running around with crutches on one leg. And that's the beauty of our game. It's very specific to us, and if I suppose if there was ever a game of football that had a clear identity, this is it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the line isn't great, Chris, from Poland. But listen, thanks a lot for taking the call. And when you get back, we get you in studio over the next few weeks and we can have a proper, detailed conversation about this. But the very best of luck to you and the team tomorrow. So it's midday for anybody who wants to look on. You can find it on the European Amputee Football Federation Facebook page. And as Chris said, it'll probably be all over social media with the FAI as well. Thanks for talking to us, Chris. Best of luck.
Nathan, thanks very much for having me.
No bother.
Cheers.